Good morning, judges. Today we're going to present Arts and Communications case. This is Tony Vidal and I'm Cristina Hernandez. Okay, Arts and Communication, as we can see, needs growth. How do we obtain it? In the case, Hillman proposes the expansion through a PR department. So we have to see if this is a good idea, if it's sustainable, or maybe there's another option which makes the company growth in a higher rate and in a more secure way. And before passing to what we should do, we're going to analyze roughly the industry, doing the SWOT analysis. Basically, our strengths are that there's a wide variety through the contacts we have. All the years we have like a good contact list. Also, we have experience in making art events, matchmaking, sponsorships, and people who needs it. Our weakness: we have a really limited budget, and we don't have that much big brand sponsorship. The only big one of the bigs, it's, as we can see, Grey Goose, that is the main one, but besides that, we don't have that much big brands. Opportunities: Toronto is a wide cultural area. In Canada, it's like a salad mix. You can find any type of people there. Also, there's a lot of art and culture in Toronto, and there's a artistic environment in Canada in general. Our threats: internet and technology are raising the needs of our services. That's more clear than water. So there is no need of matchmakers anymore. Okay, potential proposals. Hillman proposes a PR expansion department. So the company will grow, so we won't be stuck. Another proposal we analyzed with Tony was the creation of mass events. That the company just does not limit only in making small art events, but taking it to a higher rate. First, we're going to go through the PR expansion, the first option, the one that Hillman thinks is best for the company. We did the cost, the expenses that the company has, and the pink boxes you see there is the changes with the PR expansion. How is that going to change? We did it, okay, the actual one is the one of 2009 that you can see here, that the cost is this, and then the changes in our expenses due to the PR expansion. You can see, okay, in salaries, they want to hire an expert that is $60,000 a year. That's a lot. Also, 100 just in salaries, 60,000 plus 100 of the PR expertise. Also, they want administrative cost will increase at 15% of what we have. That now is 34,000. That will increase to 39,000. I put the total there. And you can see the difference of the cost that we have now and the cost we will have with the PR expansion. It's like from less than $1 million to $2 million. You can see it there. It's a lot. So she estimates that the gross revenue with this expansion growth will be 150,000. Do you think that's sustainable? That's what we want to do, and that's growth, not even net. So the public relation expansion was one option to increase revenue and ensure ACNC future growth. Do you think that it's going to work out?
So we come up with a different proposal, or a separate proposal, which is Toronto's Art Festival. This festival would take place in December. It would be 10 days long. In 2009, which is the year that we would have implemented, I think we're in August of 2009, it would be December 11th to the 20th. So this festival is going to incorporate basically a lot of the things that arts and communications has with the partnerships and the sponsors and all the contacts that they already have, and we're going to incorporate a mass event with several different several different sectors inside of the festival. So we're going to have many different venues, well, less than 10. Some are going to be outdoor in parks, and some are going to be indoor arenas, different sizes. The festival would feature local artists from Toronto, national artists from obviously from Canada, and then international artists from all over. So there's going to be dance, theater, film, music, classic and contemporary, visual arts, fashion, design, food, and literature. One of the key aspects of this festival is to get premieres. So we're going to have to talk to people in Canada and maybe in New York and try to get a few theater premieres, try to get a few film premieres, book premieres. These are the types of things that we'd like to do. And then, of course, using our sponsors, that's going to help us cover the costs of bringing these people there. So we're going to have separate costs for the company, which I'll explain in a second. So, rough estimate, what we're calculating is to have about 1 million people come during the 10 days. So that's about 100,000 people per day. Also, rough estimate, we're going to say, about 50% of our events are going to be free, and the other 50% are going to have some type of a low cost. And that's not going to be an expensive type of festival, depending on where you want to go. But our sponsors will cover, at least half of the costs of ticket sales. So estimated revenue, we've calculated, estimating that everyone's going to spend about $10, be it in food or in tickets. So that gives us an estimated revenue over the 10 days of $10 million. So our funding, as I already mentioned, most of it will come from sponsors. We'll also have private donors that are interested in donating. Ticket sales, other sales, which include drinks and food. We will have sponsors like Grey Goose and Doers and these people that we've already worked with. So we will have very low cost or free concessions to sell during the festival. That'll be most of our revenue, and then government funding as well. We know that Canada and Toronto care a lot about the arts, and even though it has reduced, they will want to promote something like this. So here are the costs that Arts and Communications would have to take care of. We're going to hire 10 project managers for each one of the different areas that I had explained before. They're going to have to be working, we're in August, so it'll be September, October, November, December. So 4-month pay for those 10 project managers would be $150,000. Then for the event staff during those 10 days, we're going to have people at each one of the venues working, so that's going to be another $100,000, but only be 10 days. Venue rental costs, we estimated to be $1.7 million. So as I had mentioned, some of these places are going to be outdoors and some of them are going to be indoors. The places that are about 50,000 people capacity tend to cost somewhere around $50,000 per day. So then we're going to have places like that, and then smaller places, maybe smaller venues, 5,000 to 10,000 people, which would cost less money. So we estimated about $1.7 million. Then equipment rental, which can be anything from chairs and stands and places where we're going to have to set up to sell food and drinks and stuff like that. We've estimated for the 10 days $100,000. Setup and breakdown costs, we're calculating 2 days to set up and 1 day to break down. So that's about $25,000 with a crew of about 100 people. Miscellaneous expenses, we've calculated just in case for any lost, stolen, or broken equipment that we would be renting, $25,000. So our total costs that Arts and Communication will have to put up is $2.1 million. And then individual sponsors will pay the artists, so they'll also provide them with accommodation. So we're planning on working with Marriott and having some type of sponsorship for the artists that will be coming to the festival. So we won't have to worry about their accommodation or their pay. So as our estimated costs were $2.1 million and our estimated revenue is about at least $10 million, estimated profit would stay at somewhere between $7.9 million, hopefully more. Then our contingency plan, or as our monitor, as this goes on into January, we'll see how it goes. And we'd like to do something a lot smaller, but instead of concentrating on small art exhibits and ballet and this and that, maybe start concentrating more on music and doing concerts, not with 1 million people during 10 days, but a one-night thing, 50,000 people, with the same calculation that everybody spends $10, which is nothing, about 500,000 in revenue in one day. Obviously working with sponsors as well to reduce costs as much as possible, and we have those contacts already in place. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, great, thank you for that.